Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Pizza Maker 8000 back with another Toontown Corporate Clash video. Now today I have a special guest, Soggy Nachos. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, man.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Soggy Nachos, aka Thick and Delicious.
Yo, so Soggy Nachos, if you guys don't know, was basically the GOAT of Toontown Infinite, but he's came back for Toontown Corporate Clash. So we're gonna go ahead and discuss stuff about 1.1. Did it fail? Did it do good? What are my thoughts and his thoughts? So I'm gonna let you go ahead and start it off, bro. Go ahead.
Alright, so I'm gonna start with some positive things that I thought about 1.1. I mean, it definitely increased the player base, right? Like 260 to 300 people were on a day. And then as soon as 1.1 dropped, it jumped up to like, 800 something people, right? So a lot of people were trying to play the game, and it's starting to fall off, and it's only been like 2 weeks since 1.1 dropped.
Now it's peaking at 500.
It's sitting at 500 right now. Yeah, I think as we speak, there's like, 475, 500 people online?
485.
So, yeah, still a decent amount, but, I mean, it's falling off from when 1.1 dropped, so it's almost like, are people not satisfied enough with the CLO? Is it law by HQ? I mean, I think that the CLO is pretty good. I think that the can around is trash, but I know that they've been trying to readjust.
No, they reworked it. It's amazing now. It's way better. It's completely reworked.
Oh, it's way better? I haven't played it since they buffed it. I heard that they buffed the CLO like yesterday or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't play it since yesterday, but yeah.
But yeah, I mean the CLO is a lot better than what the CJ was. So I'll hand it to him for that. I think that the sound round of the CLO is like a little too easy. I feel like they're also, they're making things a little too easy. Like they nerfed the Sell-Bot Factory and Sell-Bot HQ. Like what was up with that? I appreciated the fact that the Sell-Bot Factory was actually difficult and that you had to like, either be a good coordinated group or, you need to have somebody with really strong gags. And the fact that they nerfed the factory and Sell-Bot HQ and, what they did to the pink slips, making it so you need to have
I forgot that was in 1.1.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, and that's another thing with the whole factory thing that going on. You used to be able for max marriage, used to be able to do a short factory and a long. Now you had to do 2 longs, which still, not big of a deal, but still just something like, what was the point of changing that in the first place? Then, on top of that, the fact that they changed the nerfs. Well, first, remember they were doing it live, like we were waiting to go live and stuff, and they had switched it to half the cogs level. So if it was, a level 18 cog, it'd be 9 pink slips, and then changed it to 1/3 of the cogs level. So if it's a level 12 cog, it would take 4 versus 8 or versus 6. My bad, versus 6. So that's one thing I'm just like, that was something that didn't really need to be touched. But the main thing I think where they fucked up is, and this, I'm gonna be extremely blunt. When it first dropped, there was the biggest problem for Mac. Mac could not get on for 24 hours. Now you could say it's not that big of a deal. Bugs happen. Everybody could say bugs happen. Of course bugs happen, but you have to remember, this is the same game, the same team that when Corporate Clash initially launched, they had 1,000 players, but because it was so bad and so buggy, nobody wanted to play it. So everybody's like, oh, no, 1.1 is going to fix all that buggy, all the bullshit, all the crashing, this and that. It's going to be completely reworked. So, everybody's hyped for it, and you get on, it's like, damn, shit didn't change from 2 years later. We still have bugs, we still have problems and all that shit. There's so many bugs in this game, and the fact that we had to wait 24 hours to get onto the game as a Mac user, that's stuff that should have been done ahead of time. They said that they were going to be done around, late afternoon, early afternoon, then end up finishing, till, almost 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, shit like that. Like, you're going past your deadline. Not only do you go past your deadline, but you fuck it up for Mac. Mac got completely fucked over. I have people that still to this day, 2 weeks later, cannot get on. Can your girlfriend still get on, or did she ever fix that, or?
Yeah, she can get on now, but it took like 3 extra days for her to be able to get on because she had to and even with the launcher update too, that screwed her over too. So different things have been happening towards Mac users where it's difficult for you to get on the game and you don't know, every day what's going to be the new bug on Mac. So I mean, I don't know if nobody on the team was testing out, bugs or anything on Mac, or if their focus was on PC players, or if there's not enough Mac players for them to care. It shouldn't matter that they need to do as much testing on Mac as they should be doing on PC. And it's pretty shitty that it took, almost 2 days to come up with a fix for us Mac players to be able to play, especially when you were trying to live stream 1.1 and you had a room full of people waiting and you weren't able to get that stream going because you weren't able to log into the game for Mac.
Exactly, and that's the thing. There were so many people that were waiting to log on, crashing constantly, and even still now. Of course, the optimization is fixed, this and that, but I feel like the stuff, and I was talking about this yesterday before I even thought about doing this video. The stuff I was thinking about, I was like, damn, people are like kind of getting bored of 1.1. Like, of course you can't please everybody for forever, but you know, thinking of like Soggy said earlier, bro, like, you know, 2 weeks ago we were pushing almost 900 people playing. Now we're pushing barely 500, a little under 500. Now, of course, I think we're 1 hour past prime time, so we could just be generous and say 550. I'm not going to give them 600. But still, 550 from 850 to 900, still a 300 player drop off, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you put that into account of only having 900 total, that's a goddamn lot. That's 1/3 of the players already dropped off from, you know, board of 1.1. Because once you do the Clo, like, that Clo reward is not good enough to make you want to keep doing it. Like, you know, that's, you know, unites, you know, shit like that. You're like, yeah, I'll keep doing it. I'll get some unites. But that Clo shit, like, bro, you don't really need, but what, maybe 50 at max, bro. Then after that, you're just like, you know, there's no point in me holding, you know, this many cards or trying to keep doing this boss. They did rework it. They did revamp it. But that's another thing. When the game first initially came out and everybody tried the fucking Clo, the bugs that were with it is terrible. Like, you know, and of course there's certain bugs that you have to wait till the game is officially up to, you know, go through. But I feel like there was way too many bugs to count, bro. Like, there was, let's not include the cannon round. Let's not include, like, how, and then they switched up the fucking reward as well. There was bugs within the game. People were crashing. Some people said, like, if you, oh, Soggy, were you here when they said, like, if you use lure, or if you use zap and squirt on a lured cog, you crash?
No, I didn't know that.
Was a thing? That was a thing for like a day or two.
That was the thing, this like similar shit to what was going on when we, if you fight the WSI-ARG, that WSI-ARG, however you pronounce it, if you use a trap to do the final blow on him, like, you would crash the game, and there was no announcement or anything until, like, I complained heavily in the Discord about, like, yo, how come people are saying, you know, I lost all my skill credit, got nothing at the very end for killing the WSI-ARG with the trap, and then, you know, there was no kind of, like, announcement or anything that said, like, hey, be careful, don't use a trap to do the killing blow. It's just people in the chat like, did you use a trap to kill, you know, do the final blow in the WSI? Oh, well, that's why you didn't get any skill credit.
Yep.
So it's just like, you know, transparency with the players so that we can understand, like, what's going on and, like, try to, you know, get the bugs fixed as much as possible. But I mean, I do want to commend them because, like, they do a good job. I still consider this better than all the other Toontown servers. So, like, you know, I'm not sitting there gonna try to bash it and say don't play Corporate Clash or anything like that. But, like, you know, they have good content, but, you know, they got to make sure that they work through the kinks of the bugs. Because, you know, there's, you know, the fact that they reworked all of Lawbite HQ is pretty sick. Like, they made the new call gallery page, you know, with 1.1, where you can see how many that you killed and all that nonsense, which I think is pretty cool. You can skip cutscenes now. That's cool.
That's a great feature. Sprinting in the factories and shit, that's also a good feature.
What's that? Oh, yeah, being able to sprint in cog facilities, yeah. You know, and also, they added some cool stuff where, like, the, you know, boss level cogs, like manager cogs, they can, like, heal you. They can unlure other cogs. They can cause your gags to do less damage and stuff like that. You know, reworks to make the game, you know, more interesting and make it a little bit harder for people. But then, you know, nerfing the factory and stuff at HQ, and then changing the need of, the number of pink slips that you need to 1/3. And they didn't even compensate the people that already have pink slips.
Exactly. Like, that's what.
Pink slips people.
Exactly, bro. Yeah. Like, there was no compensation. Like, they didn't say, like, if you had 50 pink slips, they should have said, hey, we're gonna fucking put that times 6 and give you 600. Because now that means, you know, if I just did 25, you know, CEOs to get 50 pink slips, now it's like, damn, I really could have got this 50 in, like, you know, 6 or 7 CEOs. So it's like, damn, I kind of just wasted, you know, fucking all this amount of CEO and all this time and shit. It's like, damn, bro, like, they kind of fucked everybody over with that. And it would be different if they were to say, hey, you know, we're coming out with this, we're reworking the how many fires it takes to do a cog. I'm sure people wouldn't have wasted their time doing CEOs, you know, at least get a heads up or anything if you're not gonna fucking, you know, compensate people or do anything of that nature. That's one thing I'm like, you know, that don't really sit right with me. Another thing that I really don't like is there's still so many bugs for Mac users. Like, whenever, I'm not even gonna click on this daily task because I will literally crash, you know. If I click on this daily task, I will crash, and I go in the Corporate Clash Discord, and those gotta be the sorriest motherfuckers I ever met in my life, bro. You could put a pile of shit in the chair and get the same result as those pieces of shit that sit there all day and fucking try to help people out, man. Because those people, I mean, I have random ass people with toon roles, like, not no moderators, nothing like that, helping me because other people that are mods and shit don't reply. And I understand, oh, they have jobs, they have lives, bro. Take that shit to the fucking bank and cash it in, bro. I'm tired of people making those goddamn excuses. Like, especially with the Mac thing, I had people in my Discord like, oh, you know, they've been up for 24 hours straight. You know, let them have some time to sleep before they push out Mac users. If this was a real imagine if this was a real imagine if somebody like fucking 2K or Minecraft did some shit like this. You know how much fucking money they would lose, bro? You know the bad rap they would get? Like, the fact that they were trying to make excuses and act like, oh, it's all right, this and that, bro. That shit was not okay at all, bro. Especially for a whole like Mac, bro. Like Mac is the second most used. Like it wasn't Linux, bro. Even if it was, they don't even have Linux support, period. But the fact that it was Mac, the fact that it was Mac, bro, just makes me think like, bro, there's three different things. One, everybody on the team is a dumbass. Two, nobody on the team probably has a Mac. Three, they didn't think that smart enough to reach out to somebody with a Mac and say, hey, we're going to give you some private testing. Can you test out these bugs, etc., or something like that? They just, want to keep everything hush-hush instead pretty much fucked over. And that could have potentially, if I was a player who I tried, I'm a TTR fan, but I tried Corporate Clash at launch, initially, and I kept crashing and shit with all the bugs back then. And then I came back with 1.1 that's supposed to fix all those bugs, and I couldn't even log on. Remember, it was like an hour and nobody could log on, bro? We were sitting there on live stream just raging.
Yep.
How do you expect a fucking TTR fanboy to come and, convert to the game that's not even fucking stable? Of course it's not going to be stable. This game is going to fucking, this game won't be here for long, bro, if it keeps on going this route.
You can't have a game with, much better content, but, still have many bugs that, so you can't log into the game. What good is a game with really good content if you can't log in?
Exactly.
If it crashes all the time.
Exactly, bro. And that's what I'm saying. Like, they did some cool stuff, you can sit in your profile pose and, silly shit like. And another thing that was fucked up about that is you get those from fighting mini bosses, right? But they didn't backtrack all the mini bosses you already fought and give you for those. So I had to go back and refight other mini bosses that I already defeated to get fucking profile poses. Like, why am I going to fucking Toontown Central to get a profile pose from a level 4 cog? Like, that doesn't make any sense. They should have backdated everybody who already did it and gave it to them automatically.
Whoever already did it should have gotten it.
Exactly. Instead of making us have to go back through to do that shit, bro. That didn't make any goddamn sense.
Same thing for cog summons. Cog summons, I guess I should have paid more attention, but we completely lost all the cog summons that we had earned prior to them switching it over. You would think that they would convert it into like a few cease and desists or something like that instead of you having to lose all the progress that you made and all the rewards that you got.
It's just pointless at that point. Yeah, it was pointless. It was like damn. That's why nobody wanted to do fucking any CJs before it went away, because they're like, yo, this shit's completely gone. And the thing with Clo is, everybody's complaining, saying it literally feels just like the VP. It's very similar to the VP with you stun it, and then you, instead of throwing pause, you're fucking using the sound to push the cog back. Like, and it's I mean, it's cool. They did something no other server has done. But, I feel like they kind of, like, that was lazy. After 2 years of fucking waiting on this and talking about this bullshit, I was expecting something, 10 times better. And you can see that most of the community is as well as, like, if that was the case, they would have only gained players. After 1.1, players should have started joining after they've seen videos and seen people talk about, oh, yeah, 1.1 is this, 1.1 is that. But instead, they're losing players. So it's not for no reason, bro. There's definitely a reason behind why they're losing players. And, the proof is in the pudding. That's how I feel about it.
Brings me back to the way they promoted the game too, right? When they promoted 1.1 with a trailer that only showed cogs healing, and there were so many things that were fixed in this in this update, so many things that were added, that with that little reveal trailer, that they could have done a whole lot more than what they did in that 2-minute video that basically did not tell us anything that was coming at 1.1. Like, that could have drawn in so many potential players into the game with 1.1 instead of just showing us, cogs getting healed. Which also brings me to, they didn't even complete law offices. They look exactly the same as DA offices with a few different puzzles on them. I was expecting when I ran into the law offices to have a completely revamped new system or new facility to run through and fight law bots, in order to get, something to be excited about. But instead, I saw the same exact thing that I saw in Toontown Online and Toontown Rewritten from 2006 or 2007 when Lawbot HQ came out. So, I mean, I did hear that. I think that they were looking to maybe redo them later. But, that's just another, little issue that I have with that. And then there was also the jump damage in the BP, right?
Yep, I forgot.
Instead of it doing -30, it does -24 now. Which is the game is supposed to be hard. The game is supposed to be harder and it's supposed to, bring us in to have a more difficult playing experience than the other Toontown servers. If I wanted an easy game, I would have stayed on Toontown Rewritten. If I wanted to stay and be bored and grind, that's what I wanted, I would have played. So it's don't, make it easier, because I understand that it's in the task line that, you're, 40 lab and you need to fight the VP in order to complete it, but, then that should be a good reason to grind your gags, get good, and go. I got past the VP when it was -30 on the third platform. Yep. First try. So it's why can't other people? That's the point of the game being hard. Toontown Online back in 2004, I don't know if you remember, the Sellbot Factory and Sellbot HQ, it used to be the factory Valkyrie Foreman was a level 11. The Goons did minus 15 damage. And when you fought the VP, no matter what, you lost 2 pieces of your cog suit. Then, they nerfed that real quick because too many people were going sad in the VP and stuff like that. But it's like Corporate Clash brought it back and made it a little bit more, made the VP difficult with the way it scales down as you're doing more and more damage to him. And then they rolled it back and made it easier. So.
Exactly. Because that's the thing. Like, this server is known for being one of the hardest servers. Not because it's like Rewritten is of course the easiest. I'm not even gonna name the piece of shit. I'm gonna name the relevant servers. Rewritten is the most easiest, of course. Tooniverse was a step up, and then it's supposed to be Corporate Clash is the the hardest server. And then Poppy, cheesy fuckface, whatever's in my was in my Discord. He got mad. I made a Toontown bullying channel. He's like, I'm the community manager. I can't be a part of that. If that's on him. That's his loss. He doesn't want to hear no feedback. Whatever the case may be. That's on him. But he was saying that the reason they nerfed Chloe was because the hard mode bosses are coming and they don't want to if not, it would be the hard mode boss would be super hard or something along those lines. And I'm just like, this is the thing, bro. How long have they been saying about 1.1, bro? I have a screenshot. This man was talking about that shit in 2017. And so, like, for him to say, oh, hard mode bosses are coming, that's why we nerf low, I call complete bullshit on that shit, bro. I guarantee you, we will not see hard mode bosses for probably, what do you think, so at least a year? At least a year?
Yeah. I'll give it 6 months to a year before I see anything from it. But you know what? Maybe they should not nerf it. They shouldn't nerf it until after they come out with the hard mode bosses.
Exactly.
Be like, hey,
exactly.
Here's hard mode bosses, and as a result, we nerf the regular clothes. So I don't know any details on like how the hard mode bosses are going to be triggered. But if it's going to be something like that, then we need to make sure that you nerf it afterwards so that we can still have a challenge because the game just got easier than what it was.
So I mean, apparently they were saying like you had to be level 50 maxed in your suit to do it, which to me is fucking. Why would I want to sit here and have to grind every single fucking suit in order just to try out the hard mode boss? That's extremely shit. I mean, and then on top of that, with 1.1, I was expecting them, if they were going to revamp law boss, I thought they were going to at least revamp some other cog thing. I was hoping for it to be the fucking, the board bots. But, that's neither here nor there. The main thing that I think is fucking absolutely stupid is if you go, whether it's to the new law boss or to the old cogs, it says it's likes. It doesn't say it's likes, it doesn't say it's dislikes, nothing like that. Like, it shows it for some of them, but other of them, it doesn't say nothing at all. Like, if I go to the Mint Supervisor, Robert Barrett, what the fuck? They must have updated that shit. I promise to you that shit was not in the game before, bro.
What, likes and dislikes?
Yes. They must have just updated that with that new update either today or yesterday.
Yeah.
Dislike sweaty palms.
Yeah.
But it's the thing. Okay, it's in here now. What 2 weeks later, when you drop something, there was no sense of direct. Nobody knew what the fuck it meant. What does likes, dislikes mean? What does it do? Is it just there for you to look at? Does it have a fucking reasoning behind it? Dislikes nobodies, Rolodexters. Like, nobody knows shit about any of this stuff that they implement, and they don't. Then they redid something with fucking Zap. And now it's like, okay, so what does Prestige Zap do now? Prestige Zap pretty much does what Zap does now other than damage. Does it only do damage? Just shit like this. They leave you in the dark. They have a very shitty way of explaining all the new stuff, showing little dumb shit like the tune tips and shit that nobody really cares about. I guarantee, I really want to know the numbers of how many new people joined Corporate Clash after 1.1, because it's probably under like 200, bro. If I had to guess, like probably under 200.
Yeah, probably not a lot.
Ain't no way it was a lot.
I think that overall the content of this game is good. Like I said, I won't doubt that this is not the best Toontown server that I've played, and that they're adding a lot of changes, and it's good that they're bringing like their own spin on the Toontown game, and it still feels like a natural Toontown game. But I really think that they need to work through those bugs, and bring the things that they promised in a reasonable fashion, and don't leave us in the dark on stuff.
Exactly.
So it's like they can get their shit together on that. I'll be a happier Toontown player because obviously we know that people don't get paid for this game and things like that. But everyone will be lying if they say if the staff members don't play this game, put some shit on their resume because they want to be able to show off that they were able to run a game and et cetera, et cetera. So once they move on to real companies from running a free private server, they're gonna need to get their shit together and learn how to keep the player base intact and make sure that they're testing for as many bugs as possible and dropping new content in a reasonable fashion. And
that's the thing. If they take 2 years for fucking another set of new law bots, I mean they took 2 years for law bots. If they take 2 years for Sellbot, 2 years for Cashbot, 2 years for BossBot, that's fucking 6 years. That's 6 years just to update the original COG models. That's extremely too long. I don't even think this game will be alive in 6 years. I don't think any Toontown server will be alive in 6 years if I have to be completely honest.
Yeah, whenever Disney decides they want to bring down the hammer and shut it all down.
Well, even if so, like, you know, Toontown Online lasted from 2001, 2002 to 2013, like what, 10, 11 years? You think Rewritten's gonna stay, past, they might go 10 years, but I don't think they're gonna hit like no 15, 14 numbers because, Toontown Online didn't want to keep paying for these servers and, because they weren't getting money. I mean, how long is Rewritten gonna stay around? People got to be realistic and, think about shit like that of people just want to be fucking little fanboys like masturbating in their parents' basement all day and be fanboys and not come to reality and realize that these games will not be around in the next by the time 2030 comes around, nobody will even know what Toontown is anymore. This will be a dead, long gone memory unless a real company, not people jacking off in their parents' basement, fucking playing with batteries and sticking them up their ass and shit like that. Real people that are a fucking company buys the rights or works with Disney or works with whoever the fuck and creates the game Toontown 2 or Toontown, whatever the fuck it would be called. But as far as these fan-made servers of these fucking, dumbass college kids, bro, I don't see this shit lasting more than, by 2030 we'll never have heard of any Toontown servers ever again.
Especially with all the drama that's happening within the teams on the server.
Oh my god. Oh my. That brings me to another thing about 1.1 is like you really see how shitty the mods and support staff is on the Discord of making jokes talking about like, oh yeah, 1.1 is definitely not Pog on Mac. I don't even know what the fuck a Pog is. I thought that was a fucking dog, a pug, whatever. I don't know what the fuck.
I looked it up. I think it means like epicness or something like that. I don't know. That's a new weird ass Gen Z term that I've never heard. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if it's a Gen Z term. Is there a generation after Gen Z right now?
I don't even know what that Gen Z, Gen W, I don't know what that shit is. So I couldn't tell you. But, I mean, shit like that. If you are they claim to be professional and shit like that. How you can be professional and that's what the fuck? You think you can say that shit to your boss? Like, if you're working with a customer and you say that shit, like, they come in and they're like, oh yeah, my computer's broken. You work tech support. And you're like, wow, it's broken? That's not Pog. Like, they be like, what the fuck? Bro, like, people gotta realize, wake up and, stop sitting at home all day and masturbating with fucking mayonnaise and all what other weird shit people be doing, man. But
overall, how you feel about?
What you said? What?
Overall, how do you feel about 1.1?
Overall, I mean, I like it. I like the optimization. I like the the cogs. I like shit like that. But it's like there's a lot of positives, but on that same token, there's a lot of negatives. I don't know which one outweighs more because every time I play, I find more bugs. I play with people in voice chat. They're like, yeah, like my friend, my friend Etta, she was like, yeah, because every time we do a CFO or a VP or whatever, she has to log out because it doesn't let her click on, the prompt to get, after like a VP or CFO.
At the very end?
Yeah, at the very end, and click on the prompt, and it's like, you saved me, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't let her click on that, so she has to log out she's a Mac user, she has to log out every single time we finish a boss battle and log back in. Like, it's just like new bugs every single day that get, and then I had this fucking bitch in the Discord try to tell me to send them a fucking email because I wasn't getting no help on Discord. Like, what the fuck I look like sending it? Bitch, it is 2020. I'm not sending no fucking email if you have a fucking Discord for support. I mean, that's just fucking dumb.
Max. Are you unbanned from the Discord right now?
Yeah, I'm unbanned. Poppy came in there with that bullshit because I even asked him. I'm like, yeah, sir, I'd love to let you in my server, but, I'm currently banned in your server. Next thing I know, he's like, well, my records show that you're not banned, and I check, and I'm not banned. But I posted in my Discord multiple times, like, look, LOL, they still have me banned, or look, LOL, they unbanned me. Like, they did this shit 3 or 4 times, bro. Like, over shit that I'm not even in the Discord to get banned in. Like,
and one thing is, you can't ban people just because they have oppositions or speak in a way that you don't like on their server. Like, think of games like Call of Duty, Gears of War, any big, AAA style title, right? You have all kinds of shit talkers playing your game, making videos, shit talking stuff about your game. So just because someone's making a video and saying shit about your game and cussing in your game or anything like that does not mean that they should be silenced or banned from your server just for talking. Especially
being the Discord server, because he even told me himself, like, Discord and game, there's no correlation. Like, just because you get banned off one doesn't mean you get banned off both. I mean, just dumb shit like that. Like, this dude on my Discord, Yummy One, he got fucking banned from the Toontown Offline Discord because he was talking shit about the owner of Toontown Offline in my Discord. And I guess somebody sent it to him or some shit, so he got banned. And they were like, for talking shit about Ben. I'm like, yo, what kind of fucking weak ass shit? Like, bro, you're an owner of the server and you're mad. This is the thing. But I can do that shit all I want because I'm a fucking content creator. I'm not a fucking official Toontown server, Toontown Offline, Toontown Rewritten, Toontown this. this motherfucker banned somebody because he didn't like what they were saying in a completely different Discord about him, bro. Like, you have to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to be a professional. You're the owner of a server, or head in charge, or one of the main people of the server, bro. Like, that shit don't work like that, bro.
No, not at all.
And people wonder why, like, these people talk shit about these servers and why they say, like, you can't do shit like that. But, all these people are fucking kids with no type of real life experience, no type of anything besides fucking Toontown. That's all they like. Eat, breathe, sleep, Toontown. They fucking sit around all day. They don't do shit. They don't go outside. Nothing to that nature, bro. So that's exactly what happens when, people run into shit just like that.
Completely. And I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of people will say stuff like, well, they're keeping the game alive, and things like that. And, like, yeah, obviously that's true. Like, I'm happy to still be able to play this game that's been dropped since 2003 when I was, like, 8 years old playing this shit. But regardless of the fact, if the game is not done, professionally, and there's lots of incomplete portions of the game, like, we're going to speak up and we're going to say shit, and then we shouldn't be shot down and silenced because we want to, speak our opinions on what we think is wrong and what we think is good and right about a game. That's literally our, basic rights.
Yeah, that's my God-given right.
To be able to talk about this shit.
To talk shit about the game, bro. Like, and that's the thing. If you didn't have a shit game, nobody would call it shit. But if you make a shit game, you got to be ready for the fact that did they expect people not to get mad about that whole 1.1 not working on Mac? Like, they expected some people just to be like, oh. I mean, and then people that didn't have Mac were like, oh, you don't have to play. It's not like it's a need. You can just go do something else. Like, bro, I mean, I'm like, are you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you comment, bro?
Yeah. And newsflash, you can talk shit on a game and still play the game and enjoy the game.
Exactly. Did you see somebody in my Discord got banned for? Wait, hold on. I'm about to. Can you scoop? Somebody said somebody got banned from Toontown Corporate Clash for 3 weeks, bro. For 3 weeks. Then they get an email saying like, oh yeah, we falsely banned you. Sorry about that. Your account is now unbanned. I said, bro, if that was, I wish that would have been me, bro.
Give me some tune compensation or some shit for losing my progress for 3 weeks.
That's what I said. I said they better give me a max tune, better give me max unites, max boss suit. They better do some type of shit, run me something to ban me for 3 weeks, and then say like, oh sorry, we falsely banned you. Like, you just banned motherfuckers without no fucking type of hard evidence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Completely.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so what if you had to say, if you had to say like, what is your final thoughts on 1.1? Do you like it? You think it's good? You think it's bad? You think it's okay? What is your final thoughts?
I think I'm split, right? Because I like a lot of the changes that were brought to 1.1. Like you said, the optimization is cool. They came out with a whole new boss, which is nice because no other server has ever done that. The new law boss designs are pretty cool. Some of them are ugly, but most of them are pretty dope. The aesthetic of Lawbot HQ as a whole is pretty cool. And being able to rewrite your tune, they buffed Zap, non-prestige Zap, so people aren't so scared to use it because it's kind of hard to understand. Being able to skip cutscenes, the new call gallery, and also adding little lots of fixes like if cogs are lured with if you like a prestige lured cog now has like a dizzy sign above them, so you can know it's prestige. So there's a lot of good things that came, with 1.1 dropping, but there's definitely a lot of shit that I didn't like. Like they nerfed Cellbot HQ completely. They made the VP easier and it's like the jump damage, and there's so many fucking bugs. That, the big advertisement was we fixed all the bugs. We fixed so many bugs.
Yeah, all the bugs are fixed.
So
this and that.
Bugs. Half the time I'm not able to get on the game. I'm crashing when I try to log on. My girlfriend tries to to play who's not as good at the game, so like gets the infinite running into the wall of death still, stuff like that, like, and crashes when she tries to do certain things. It's really frustrating for people that don't know as much about the game that are like experiencing these bugs because they're just trying to have a good play experience. So I mean, I would say overall 1.1 good job, but you gotta fix your fucking bugs.
Exactly. That would be the same thing. Like if the fact that they were known for being a buggy server, and then the 1.1 they kind of didn't prove anybody wrong, and they kind of just repeated themselves. It's like, yeah, man, I don't understand. But that's it for me, man. I want to say thank you, Soggy Nachos. I appreciate you pulling up for the video. I will leave the link to his channel down below. Y'all make sure to go check it out. Y'all make sure to go subscribe to the homie for me. Other than that, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy, Peach Maker 8000. I'm out.